Oh, now, you already know what time it is. Say, check me out, right? So, jumping back into the story, like I never left. Now we headed to Fort Worth, Texas. Man, I don't know nothing about Fort Worth. All I know is it's a 3.5 hour drive. Alright. So getting out here to Fort Worth, you know what I'm saying? We had to do, I forgot what kind of hotel it was, right? But we was doing some hotels out there, right? We did a hotel out there. And I want to say we stayed out there maybe like 6 months, maybe 6 to 7 months, somewhere in that time frame, right? I want to say out of every place that I done been to, us going to Fort Worth is probably the funnest time I ever had out of town. Okay. Now, a lot of people might say everything happened for a reason. And everything does happen for a reason. I highly believe that. Because if I didn't come to Fort Worth, 9 times out of 10, y'all probably wouldn't hear my stories. 9 times out of 10, y'all probably wouldn't even know who I am. My kids probably wouldn't even know who I am. My family probably wouldn't even know who I am if I never went to Fort Worth. See, this story right here, this story is bigger than life. Because this story, matter of fact, let me just jump into it. So we heading down I-20. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to tell you something else too. That's why I got right here. I got the I-20 tatted right here on my shoulder blade. That means something to me. It ain't just a highway. It was freedom. So we heading down I-20. Now while we heading down I-20, a lot of our crew had got cut. And so a lot of new faces started to come around, right? Me and J-Rock still sharing a room. Now, J-Rock ended up coming back out of town because he needed that bread, right? So me and J-Rock went back to sharing rooms. Me and J-Rock went back to the same old program, right? He know what time it is. I know what time it is. That's it. So one day we just in there chilling, right? And Soup come up to me and say, now, Suge, I want you to meet somebody, right? Now, mind you, me and Soup done been through goddamn me helling back going out of town when we was in Lake Charles, you feel me? Now we coming out here to Fort Worth, right? I'm like, what's up with you? He like, man, look, my nephew here, right? I want you to show him the ropes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He had just got out of prison. He from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Just make him feel comfortable. I'm like, all right, I got you, right? Now, Soup a white man, right? His nephew was a white boy too. But his nephew, it's like he grew up around black folks. I promise you this. You wouldn't even thought he was white, right? So that's when I meet Adam. Adam probably was like in his early 30s around this time, maybe his early 30s, you know what I'm saying? And he was a real cool, down-to-earth dude. You see what I'm saying? Now, when Adam started to talk, right, he had that Creole in him. You know what I'm saying? He had that down south accent, and you knew he meant business. Just by looking at him, now, matter of fact, let me not say that. Just by looking at him, you would have thought he didn't mean business. But he meant business. And I could tell just by how he carried himself, you know what I'm saying? The things that he said, you know what I'm saying? He spoke like a wise man. He just, you know, had a lot of troubles as a youngin', you know what I'm saying? So me and Adam started to really just, you know what I'm saying, connect, vibe and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And we just always kicking it, always talking. And he's starting to see now I'm moving how I'm moving with these females, right? Now you already know, I'm back on my ish like I never left. I'm right back on Meet Me, right back on POF, right? So as I'm getting on now, I'm just looking, you know what I'm saying? I end up seeing on Meet Me one of the most beautifulest women ever in my life. You understand me? And I shot my shot. I sent her a message. Bro, she didn't respond back until probably like a week, right? So within the time of that week, I'm sitting there waiting. I'm steady hitting up other people. We ended up getting a big dude, right? Now, this big dude that we ended up getting, he ended up coming out and he just started working for the company, right? So Soup always gave people nicknames. And to be honest with you, I was around him so long and I got so much from him. I feel like that's why every time I end up meeting somebody, and if I'm real cool with you, I'll fuck around and give you a nickname. You know what I'm saying? Just off the strength. That's just how I am, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. I'll fuck around and give you a nickname like that. You know what I'm saying? Based off how you look or how you carry yourself or anything, you might remind me of somebody. I'm gonna call you that. You know what I'm saying? So big dude come in, right? Soup like, what's your name? He tell him. She be like, no, we're gonna call you Tiny. I'm looking like, I see why you call him Tiny, because dude was huge. And then he had like this gap, like, okay, I got a gap. I got a gap, right? He had a gap like over here, big as hell, one tooth missing gap. And I was like, damn, he always want to smile too and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So we got our little crew out there, and we just working, right? So a week passed, boom. Now the pretty lady done hit me up. How you doing? Nah, how you doing? Hold on, you feel me? And the crazy thing is, bro, that pretty lady is my wife that's in here right now, right? When I first met her, we met on Meet Me. I know what you're thinking. Key, was you still with your baby mama? Yes, I was still with my baby mama, right? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't create this channel to do no line, do no faking, no facade, no none of that, you feel me? Everything is authentic and it's real. And I'm gonna give it to you just like that every time, right? So, I ended up meeting her, right? And I'll never forget the first time she ever, like, came. So, I ended up texting, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm such and such at this apartment, you know what I'm saying? Come slide through. And now I know something about Texas. I've been out here going on 5 years, you know what I'm saying? I had the hotel we was at, it was off Northwest 23rd in Fort Worth, off like 820, I believe. It's like 820, maybe not. I think it's 820 and like Northwest 23rd, you know what I'm saying? That's really out there in the hood, you feel me? So I end up going out. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me know when you hear whatever. She ain't text me or whatever. So I'm like, hey, let me know whenever you hear. I threw my phone on the bed and I went outside. I went outside to go get my brush, you feel me? I'm trying to make sure I'm straight. So I went out to get the brush, bro. When I go outside, I'm waiting on, you know what I'm saying? The girl who I'm supposed to be waiting on, you know, my future wife, you feel me? So I'm waiting on her and whatnot, and I end up spotting a whole nother female outside, right? So I'm like, damn, she bad. I'm like, who is that? So I go inside, I get my brush, I'm brushing my hair, but I'm still kind of paying attention to the little thing outside, you feel me? I go over there and talk to my peeps. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm finna go ahead and skedaddle up out of here, you feel me? Now I was talking to Soup and I was talking to Adam at this time. I'm like, hey, I'm finna skedaddle on up out of here, you feel me? I got a little date, you hear me? I'm finna go ahead head into town, right? And like, all right, so I go upstairs. When I go upstairs, go get my phone, she texts me, I'm here. I'm like, oh, okay. Boom. So I'm like, what car you in? She like, a white one. A white car? I'm like, all right, bet. So boom. Now the plan was, like, me and Rock always knew, whenever I leave, you feel me? I had like to where it was like my messages locked, my photos locked, everything was locked, you feel me? Now Rock used what he used, he called his peoples or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But everything I needed to be on, locked, you feel me? Rock can't go through none of my personal stuff. He can just only use the phone for his benefit, you feel me? So I go outside. When I go outside, I'm looking, and then I see that same girl I just seen in that white car. And I'm like, oh, it was you. So I pull up, I'm like, hey, what's up? And she like, oh, nothing. I said, man, you know the craziest thing? I said, I had just came out here and I seen you and I didn't know that was you. And I was like, God, she beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And then next time I come outside, it was you. So now she started laughing and whatnot. And she was acting all shy. You know what I'm saying? She acting all shy and whatnot. So we end up going to like, it was like, well, a whole bunch of like college students was it, and like a whole bunch of people was it, you know what I'm saying? Had like blue, red, green lights. It was like real nice over there, bro. We went over there and we just kicked it, bro. We went over there and we kicked it, you know what I'm saying? And I got to learn who she was as a person, right? See, me and her relationship started out as friends. You know what I'm saying? Me and her started out friends, and we would talk. When I tell you we would talk, listen to me. I ain't never talk to no female on the phone for 3-4 hours, then the phone cut off on its own, and then we pick back up the phone and talk for another 3 to 4 hours. I ain't never did that, right? But the thing was with her, it was like me talking to her, it was like nothing ever got old. We sitting up here laughing, joking, playing on the phone all day, and nothing was ever sexual. Like whenever we talked on the phone, bro, it was never sexual. Whenever we text, it was never nothing sexual. You know what I'm saying? Now as time went on, we started getting around each other. It became sexual because, I mean, you know, hey, when two people are attracted to each other, it is what it is, you feel me? Now, as time started to go on, mind y'all, now I'm still Keith. Now, my wife that's in the house right now knew me back then as Keith. You feel me? So I'm still playing my role, you know what I'm saying? She's still coming over, she's seeing me, whatnot. We kicking in and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And so one day, bro, just one day, you know, I used to always go back home Saturdays and Sundays. When I used to go back home Saturdays and Sundays, she wasn't here for me. You know what I'm saying? I'd be at the house with baby mom and the kids or whatever, and I was just doing me. But I never, like, called her, you know what I'm saying? I'll probably call, like, every now and then, like, on a Saturday night when I'm outside making music, and I know, you know what I'm saying, everybody in that bitch sleep. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, you just gonna have to wait till I come back out of town, right? So one day, bro, she ended up, one day I ended up getting a text message, right? I ended up getting a text message like, hey, this your baby mama best friend, red flag number one. This your baby mama best friend, and I know you out of town and you cheating on her. You need to get it together before I end up, you know what I'm saying what I'm gonna say to your baby mama, right? So I'm like, bro, I don't know what you talking about, because she ain't even got no damn friends, right? Second of all, if that was the case, it wouldn't be you, it would be her. So make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't tripping off nothing they saying, right? But in my mind, I'm like, all right, I respected her so much, right? I respected my wife right now that I'm with so much that I respected her enough to tell her, like, all right, look, let me holler at you. One day I call, I'm like, hey, I gotta tell you something. She like, what? I'm like, look, I ain't who I say I am. My name ain't Keith. You know what I'm saying? Now, she already knew about my 2 kids. At this time, I still had 2 kids. She already knew about my 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't know about the baby mama, and I'm still with her and everything, right? So I'm like, look, you know what I'm saying? You know, my name really Keith. I ain't who I say I am. I got a whole baby mama at the house, you know what I'm saying? And I told her, I was like, look, you know what I'm saying? I can understand if you don't want to mess with me no more because I lied or whatever. And it is what it is, right? And a couple days went by, you know what I'm saying? She ended up coming over. She ended up coming to the hotel, and we ended up kicking and we ended up talking. And she had kind of gave me a whole breakdown of, like, everything, like, by, like, her and the dude she was just with and how they had broke up and whatnot and everything. And she was like, to be honest with you, like I was hurt that all that happened, but I really did look at you like a friend, so I want to keep that friendship, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? We can keep that friendship, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, I like that too. But in the midst of us keeping that friendship, it really had got close for us. Like, we really started to get real close. Like, it had got to the point where it was like this. Look, when I was in out of town, I used to always tell her, like, look, whenever I'm gone, like, you do you, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of these dudes, you know what I'm saying, that you messing with. But when I come back in town, what Gates said, that. Nah, for real. When I come back in town for this week, that. For real, you feel me? And we knew that. And the crazy thing was, bro, we were so comfortable with each other. Key word, comfortable with each other. That she would tell me about, like, hey, you know, this dude tried to holler at me, or hey, this dude took me on a date, or hey, he tried to rank game on me, and I'll be telling her certain things too about other people and all types of stuff, bro. Like, we was real deal in the bed, like, we was best friends, you feel me? And, like, bro, we carried that all the way up until it was time for me to leave. Now, in the midst of me telling her about, you know, hey, my real name Keith, whatever, you know what I'm saying, all that right there, you know what I'm saying, I honestly feel like that just made us get closer with each other, you know what I'm saying, because I could have kept lying about everything, you know what I'm saying, but to come to find out, though, right, and this is just something on the high note for y'all to understand, like, why I'm about to say this, but on a high note, why it was Bae who sent the text me to say, hey, this your baby mom best friend, who I know you doing that. She did it because she knew something wasn't right. She knew that she knew basically, like, I had a double life going on. I just ain't say nothing, you know what I'm saying? And she really was just trying to get the scoop of the info on it so she could learn how to move, you know what I'm saying, and maneuver through whatever she was going to maneuver through, you know what I'm saying? And I respected her, and I ain't gonna lie, since when I had came out here, she ended up telling me that, like, hey, you know, right? So I was getting so I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was so intrigued by me and her conversations, me and her just being around each other and everything, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was ready to cut ties with my baby mom right then and there. I was so ready to cut ties with her, bro. One day I went in a room, bro, and I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna just go ahead and be honest with you, you feel me? Now, this is my baby mama at the time. I had went back to Shreveport, you know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, me and my wife that I'm with now, we was doing us, and I'm coming back to my baby mama, you know what I'm saying? Which is wrong. I don't condone in this, you know what I'm saying? None of that. You gotta understand now. Back then I was a little boy. Now I'm a grown ass man, and I'd be damned if I do that to my wife. Now, you know what I'm saying? Or even get put in a situation where she'll do it to me. Because trust me when I tell you, this ain't later on in life. I mean, not later on in life. Later on down the line in the videos, y'all gonna understand. I baked my own cake with this one. You understand me? Sometimes you gotta go through hurt for you to see the sunshine at the end of the rainbow. So I end up telling her, like, look, man, I'm out here doing me when I'm out of town, and to be honest with you, you need to start doing you. She's like, what you mean? I'm like, man, what you mean what I mean? That's exactly what I just said, bro. Like, if I was you, bro, I'd go ahead and skedaddle and goddamn me live your life. But baby mom wasn't hearing that, you hear me? What it really was, fool, she was really rocking me to sleep, you feel me? She rocked me to sleep, right? So as that going on, I'm steady telling, like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I know you just heard what I just said. Why you ain't trying to leave me, you feel me? Man, time steady going on, bro. I'm steady going out of town. I'm steady doing what I'm doing with my wife in there, right? So one night, bro, I'm asleep, bro. And I had forgot to block her number on my phone, bro. And she ended up calling my wife that I'm with now. Ended up calling my phone, and my baby mama picked that bitch up. You feel me? And was like, she ain't speak. And my old lady was like, hello. Boom, BM hang that bitch up, and then she get to texting her. You feel me? So what you and Key had going? Don't lie to me. I know he already told me that y'all been, you know what I'm saying? So what's really going on? Did he lick? Did he use a rubber? Did he scrap it up? Did you love him? You know what I'm saying? Asking all types of questions, you know what I'm saying? And I had already previously told my old lady that I'm with now, like, hey, if she do, you know what I'm saying, this is what you need to say. You feel me? And she did exactly what I told her to do, right? But I fumbled the bag when she woke me up out of my sleep. She woke me up out of my sleep talking about, look, she already told me everything about this, and this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, okay, and like, okay, yeah, it happened, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you tripping off this? Like I didn't care about nothing, bro. No feelings was involved for me at this time, right? Man, as time started to go on still, right? Because I end up, like, you know, I'm trying to deny it or whatever, and trust me, she got mad, BM got mad and whatever, and I'm steady going out of town, steady doing me. Man, it came up to a point. Before I say that, I'm going to let y'all know right now. See, when I was in Lake Charles, because we only went to Lake Charles and went to Fort Worth. And we was gone for probably like a year and a half, I want to say. And so those are the only two places that we went when we was out of town, right? Come back every weekend and be gone the whole week. So time started to wind down, man, and we ended up finishing that project out there in Fort Worth, right? So when we ended up finishing the project out there in Fort Worth, she ended up coming out one day, and they was like, hey, Key, we gotta go, you know what I'm saying? We already done with this. We thought we was gonna stay the night, but we ain't. So I was like, damn. All right, so she's sitting there, whatever, and I'm telling her everything. I'm like, look, you know what I'm saying? We gotta go. I gotta go back to Shreveport. She was like, when are you gonna be able to come back out here? I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be able to come back out here. This probably be the last time I get to see you. And man, I'm telling you, like, we both got a little emotional because I'm like, damn, I really, why would you? You know what I'm saying? I really messed with you the long way. I messed with you the long way, you feel me? So, it hurt, and we had to leave. We both knew we weren't going to be able to talk to each other no more. We both knew we was not going to be able to talk to each other no more after this, right? And I had on Facebook, so what I did was, for some reason, I didn't add her as a friend, but for some reason, she was always like, I could do something on Facebook, and she'd be like at the bottom, bro, and I'd just be like, yeah, I always know you right here, you know what I'm saying? Always, right? So my time in Fort Worth ended, you know what I'm saying? My time in Fort Worth ended, and that's when life really started to hit me in the face. Okay? Because when I live forward, right, the only reason I just only jumped into me and my wife's story is because that's a big one. You have to understand, bro, like I was kind of in a bad place mentally for myself, and she was too. She just got out of the breakup, and she was going through a lot of heartbreak and trauma, and I was in a relationship cheating on my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? She seen that too, right? And you have to understand, for a woman, she looking at it like, damn, like, if I get in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, he gonna do me the same way. And 9 times out of 10, that's what's probably gonna end up happening, right? Okay. Man, I come home, and it was like, the family was just glad I was just back. You know what I'm saying? When I got back home and I stayed for good, I end up trying to get closer to my BM, because at this time I was telling myself, like, okay, I'm gonna try and stop cheating. Okay, I'm gonna try and stop cheating. And that's when our third child was born, when I was 21 years old. So when I was 21 years old, we ended up having our third child, right? And when we ended up having our third child, I ended up leaving that insulation place, and I went to another grass cutting company because they was paying more money. And also too, right, when I came back, right, when I had came back from out of town, a lot of people was like, hey, boy, I was hearing about you out of town, boy. I was hearing you were knocking this and this down, right? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when I was out of town, I was doing a lot of messing around, which, like I said, I don't condone this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what I had to go through in my life for me to get to this point now. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so a lot of people like, man, I done heard about you doing this. I done heard about you doing that. Wow. So I'll never forget, man, one day we was all in there chilling, you know what I'm saying? Me, Joe, and Isaac, we just in that bit chilling, thugging, you know what I'm saying? Singing old school music, you know, all catching the bar after each other. We all catching the bar after each other, right? So they was like, man, I heard about you out of town, boy. I'm like, yeah, you know, I was just thugging or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They was like, man, ain't you still with your baby mama? I was like, yeah, wow, what's up? And they was like, you was cool with the cheating on that shit? I was like, man, why you even bringing it up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good, bro. Like, I ain't tripping off of that. And then Joe was like, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Like, when the shoe get on the other foot, it's gonna hurt. When that shoe get on the other foot, hey, it's gonna hurt. And I ain't understand that, right? I ain't understand nothing that they was saying. I was young, dumb, and full of, you feel me? Because I ain't care about none of that, right? So my time at that little installation place had came to an end. I had shot to the grass cutting place, right? After I had my third child, right? Had my third child 2017, right? So let's do the math on where we at, right? My first 2 kids, right, was born in 2013. One was born, my oldest son, he was born January 2013, right? And then in February, we ended up, you know what I'm saying, doing what we do. And then she got pregnant again. And then in November of 2013, my daughter was born. So we had Irish twins, right? That's what they call them, Irish twins, right? So we had Irish twins, right? And then literally, like, 4 years later, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 4 years later, we had my baby boy, right? So when my baby boy come in the picture, that's when everything changed. The saying is, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Do you understand what I just said? I never understood that saying. I never got that, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, damn, like, if you gave me the cake, why the hell can't I slice it and then get some cake too, right? That was one of the dumbest sayings I ever heard in my life. I feel like they should change it up, because if you like cake, you gonna eat your cake. I don't understand why you would say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's a true statement. You know what I'm saying? Please don't get it misconstrued and think that you gonna be able to do what you do in life and just get away from it, right? Because what's done in the dark always comes to the light. Karma will always hit you, especially if you're doing the wrong things, right? Right? So, I'm going to leave it right here. And the next time I come back on here, we gonna jump into, hey, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Because I learned a valuable lesson in life, right? I was already, at this point in time, I'm going to catch y'all up just a little bit at the end. At this point in time, I'm smoking, right? I'm smoking the pack, right? The loud. And I'm doing pills, right? Those are the only two drugs that I'm doing. I'm smoking and I'm doing pills. In this next episode, in this next video, I promise you, we cranking it up 110. Because not only did the drugs come involved, but the scheming came involved, right? Everything that I didn't want started to come involved. And I learned a valuable lesson in life. Man, look, we don't ask for three things, man. Guidance, knowledge, and wisdom. And if it ain't that, man, I already know what time it is with me. I do want to say real quick, for anybody who made it this far in the video, all 16 of my subscribers, I appreciate that. Everybody who's subscribing, everybody who liking, everybody who watching, right? Right? I'm not here complaining about no views. I'm not here complaining, I wish I had more views. I wish I had more subscribers. I wish I had more this and more that. Nah, because I'm going to put in the work to get there. I'm going to put in the work to get where I want to get in life. And then when I start seeing the results, that only meant that I put in that work to get here. I'm never going to sit up here and cry about none of that. I'm not on here to try to be famous. I'm on here to reach one and teach one, man. I'm on here to try to give somebody guidance, knowledge, and wisdom. You understand what I'm saying? Through my stories. Through what I've been through in life. My experiences, right? And I'm only just living. I'm still living. I'm still going through things, right? A lot of y'all don't even have to go through what I went through. You don't. A fool think he know everything, but never listens to the advice that somebody gives him. A wise man listens to the advice somebody gives him and applies it in his life. What are you? Are you a fool or are you wise? I took advice. Man, I already know what time it is, man. Oh, no.